Welcome back to the Daily Economy 24/7. Today, we continue our journey into the holiday economy with part 2 of our series, The Cost of Tradition. If you're new to the channel, welcome to a community that values clarity, honesty, and meaningful storytelling about the world we're living in. And if you've been with us from part 1, thank you for taking this journey with me. Your support, your comments, your insights, they're the heartbeat of this show. In part 1, we explored the emotional and financial weight of holiday spending, the trillion-dollar engine behind America's most nostalgic season. But today, we go deeper. We look at the long-term consequences of that spending, the structural forces behind rising holiday costs, the generational divide in expectations, and the emotional inflation that makes every December feel bigger than the last. This episode is about the price we pay for tradition, not just in dollars, but in pressure, memory, and meaning. So settle in. Take a breath. And let's step into the cost of tradition together. The holiday season doesn't disappear when the decorations come down. It lingers in bank accounts, in credit card statements, in budgets, in the quiet financial decisions families make for the next 12 months. Part 1 explored the emotional and economic weight of holiday spending. But Part 2 goes deeper, into the long-term consequences, the structural forces behind the season, and the way holiday spending shapes the entire American economy. Because the truth is simple, the holidays don't just reflect the economy. They influence it. Every January, economists look at one number before anything else: holiday spending growth. It's one of the strongest predictors of consumer confidence for the year ahead. In 2025, holiday spending grew 5.8%, outpacing wage growth, inflation, and GDP. Historically, when holiday spending grows above 4%, the following year tends to bring stronger retail sales, higher consumer confidence, lower unemployment volatility, and healthier small business revenue. But when holiday spending falls below 2%, the next year often brings slower GDP growth, higher credit card delinquencies, weaker discretionary spending, and a wave of retail bankruptcies. In 2008, holiday spending grew just 1.3%, and the recession deepened. In 2020, it grew 2.1%, and the recovery stalled. In 2025, that 5.8% growth signaled resilience despite inflation, high interest rates, and rising debt. The holiday season is more than a moment. It's a forecast. But forecasts don't pay the bills. Families do. And the long-term cost of holiday spending is heavier than most people realize. In part 1, we talked about the $52.4 billion in holiday debt Americans added in 2025. But by March 2026, the picture became even clearer. 38% of that debt was still unpaid. The average remaining balance was $783. 22% of borrowers had missed at least one payment. Credit card delinquencies rose to 3.2%, the highest level since 2012. By now pay later delinquencies hit 4.7%, a record high. And households that enter the year with holiday debt are 62% more likely to carry revolving credit for the next 12 months. Holiday debt doesn't stay in December. It becomes a companion, one that follows families through birthdays, vacations, emergencies, and back-to-school season. Men like Anthony feel this deeply. He's a father who tries to give his kids a Christmas they'll remember. But he told me, it's not the gifts that get you. It's the interest. And he's right. At an average APR of 22.8%, a $1,200 holiday balance can cost $300 to $450 in interest if paid off slowly. The holidays don't just cost money. They cost time. And then there's inflation, the silent force behind every holiday price tag. Inflation cooled in 2025, but prices didn't fall. Compared to pre-pandemic levels, holiday groceries were still 22% higher. Toys were 6% higher. Electronics were 9% higher. Apparel was 14% higher. Travel costs were 18% higher. Even decorations were 11% higher. The price level stayed elevated even as inflation slowed. And that's why holiday budgets feel tighter every year. In 2019, the average holiday budget was $942. In 2025, it was $1,652, a 75% increase in 6 years. Wages didn't rise, 75%. Savings didn't rise, 75%. But holiday expectations did. The holiday economy isn't just emotional. It's structural. And one of the biggest structural shifts is the rise of the November surge. Something changed in 2024 and 2025, something subtle but powerful. Holiday spending started earlier. In 2015, only 18% of Americans began holiday shopping before November. In 2025, that number hit 46%. Retailers responded. Amazon launched holiday deals on October 14th. Walmart began promotions on October 20th. Target started price matching on October 22nd. Best Buy launched its Black Friday preview on November 1st. The result was historic. November 2025 generated more holiday revenue than December for the first time in US history. November sales reached $512 billion. December sales reached $508 billion. The holiday season is no longer a month. It's a quarter. And then there's holiday travel, one of the most powerful and expensive components of the holiday economy. In 2025, 119 million Americans traveled between December 20th and January 2nd. Airfare rose 9%. Hotel prices climbed 11%. Rental cars jumped 14%. The average holiday trip cost $2,184. Total holiday travel spending reached $286 billion. But the statistic that reveals the emotional truth is this: 72% of holiday travelers said they traveled because family tradition matters more than cost. Men like Carlos, the electrician from Part 1, embody this. He told me, "I can skip a vacation. I can't skip Christmas." Holiday travel isn't rational. It's relational. And finally, there's the hidden economy of holiday returns, the part of the season most people never think about. In 2025, Americans returned $158 billion worth of holiday purchases. That's 15.4% of all holiday spending. Online return rates hit 24%. Apparel return rates hit 32%. Electronics return rates hit 18%. And returns cost retailers $33 billion in lost value, shipping, and processing. The holiday economy isn't just about what people buy. It's about what they send back. As Section 1 closes, the picture becomes clear: the holiday season is not just a cultural moment. It's a structural force, one that shapes the year ahead, influences national economic trends, and leaves a financial imprint on families long after the lights come down. And in Section 2, we go deeper into the emotional and generational forces behind this spending, the rise of emotional inflation, the psychology of overspending, the industries that depend on December to survive, and the question at the center of it all: are the holidays becoming financially unsustainable, or emotionally indispensable? The holiday season is more than a moment. It's a memory machine, one that pulls people back into childhood, into tradition, into the emotional gravity of December. But those memories come with a cost, and that cost is rising faster than most families can keep up with. Section 2 is where the emotional and generational forces behind holiday spending come into full view, revealing why the season feels heavier every year, even as the joy remains. The first force shaping the modern holiday economy is something economists have begun calling emotional inflation, the idea that expectations rise faster than incomes. In 1995, the average American spent the equivalent of about $620 on the holidays. Adjusted for inflation, that should be around $1,100 today. But in 2025, the average holiday budget hit $1,652, nearly 50% higher than what inflation alone would predict. Families aren't just spending more because things cost more. They're spending more because the emotional bar keeps rising. Every year, the season demands a little more magic, a little more spectacle, a little more proof of love wrapped in paper and bows. And this emotional inflation hits different generations in different ways. Millennials, now in their 30s and 40s, spend more on the holidays than any generation before them. In 2025, the average millennial spent $1,823 on gifts, travel, and celebrations. Gen X followed closely at $1,714. Boomers spent less, averaging $1,298, but they spent more on travel and family gatherings. Gen Z, despite lower incomes, still spent an average of $912, a number that shocked economists, given that many of them are still in school or early in their careers. But the reason is simple: Gen Z is the most emotionally driven holiday generation on record. 78% of Gen Z shoppers say they buy gifts to show appreciation, compared to 59% of older generations. They spend less, but they feel more pressure. And then there's the generational divide in how people shop. Millennials and Gen Z are the engines of online holiday spending. In 2025, 71% of their holiday purchases were made online. For boomers, that number was just 39%. Younger generations are also the primary users of Buy Now Pay Later. 52% of Gen Z holiday shoppers used BNPL at least once. 41% of millennials did the same. Only 14% of boomers used it at all. The holiday economy is increasingly digital, and increasingly financed. But the emotional divide goes deeper than spending habits. It touches the heart of what the holidays mean to each generation. Boomers grew up in an era where Christmas was simpler, fewer gifts, fewer expectations, fewer financial pressures. Millennials grew up during the rise of consumer culture, the era of big toy catalogs, blockbuster holiday movies, and the commercialization of December. Gen Z grew up in the age of social media, where holiday experiences are curated, compared, and broadcast. For them, the season isn't just about giving. It's about performing. And retailers know this. They depend on it. Some industries rely on the holiday season the way farmers rely on rain. Without December, they don't survive. Toy companies make nearly 60% of their annual revenue between November and Christmas Eve. Jewelry stores make 35%. Electronics retailers make almost 30%. Even grocery stores see a 12% seasonal surge. The holiday season is the lifeline that keeps entire sectors afloat. In 2025, seasonal hiring surged to 450,000 temporary workers, the highest level since 2018, because retailers needed bodies to handle the volume. But even with all that hiring, online demand still outpaced capacity. E-commerce holiday sales hit $298 billion, a 7.8% increase from the previous year. Mobile shopping alone accounted for more than half of all online holiday purchases. And behind all of this, behind the spending, the travel, the debt, the expectations, lies the psychology of the season. Holiday spending is not rational. It's emotional. It's nostalgic. It's rooted in memory. People don't buy gifts because the deals are good. They buy because the season tells them it's time. They buy because they want to recreate the magic they felt as children. They buy because they want to give their families something better than what they had. They buy because the holidays feel like a test of generosity, of love, of being a provider. Men feel this test more than anyone. In a 2025 survey, 68% of men said they feel responsible for making the holidays special. 41% said they feel guilty when they can't afford the gifts they want to give. Nearly half said they worry their children will compare their Christmas to others. And 39% admitted to hiding at least one holiday purchase from their partner. The holiday season is beautiful. But for many men, it's also a quiet burden, one they carry alone. And yet, despite the pressure, despite the rising costs, despite the debt that lingers into spring, the holiday season remains emotionally indispensable. 72% of holiday travelers say they travel because family tradition matters more than cost. 71% of shoppers say they spend more because they want to create meaningful memories. And nearly half say they overspend because they don't want to disappoint someone they love. The holiday economy is not built on logic. It's built on heart. And that's why it's so powerful, and so difficult to change. In section 3, we explore the final layer of this story, the long-term consequences of emotional inflation, the retailers that rise and fall, the psychological aftermath of overspending, and the deeper question at the center of the season: is the price of joy becoming too high, or is the meaning behind it worth the cost? The holiday season is a celebration, but it's also a reckoning. Because when the lights come down, when the wrapping paper is thrown away, when the last guest leaves and the house grows quiet again, the numbers remain. And those numbers tell a story about the cost of tradition, the weight of expectation, and the financial imprint the holidays leave on the year ahead. This final section is where the holiday economy becomes unmistakably real. The first truth is simple: the emotional inflation of the holidays doesn't disappear in January. It compounds. In 2025, the average American entered the new year with $1,242 in new holiday debt. By March 2026, 38% of that debt was still unpaid. The average remaining balance was $783. 22% of borrowers had missed at least one payment. Credit card delinquencies rose to 3.2%, the highest level in more than a decade. Buy now, pay later delinquencies hit 4.7%, a record high. And households that start the year with holiday debt are 62% more likely to carry revolving credit for the next 12 months. Holiday debt doesn't stay in December. It becomes a shadow that follows families into spring. Men like Marcus, the warehouse supervisor from Part 1, feel this deeply. He told me, December feels like a celebration. January feels like the bill for the celebration. And he's not wrong. At an average APR of 22.8%, a $1,200 balance can cost more than $300 in interest if paid off slowly. The holidays don't just cost money. They cost momentum. But the financial hangover isn't the only consequence. The holiday season reshapes the retail landscape in ways most people never see. Some retailers rise. Some fall. Some survive only because December saves them. In 2025, Amazon captured 19.4% of all holiday spending, nearly 1 in every $5. Walmart saw a 6.2% increase in holiday revenue. Target grew 3.1%, driven by online orders and same-day pickup. But Best Buy saw a 4.7% decline, hurt by weak electronics demand. Macy's closed 9 stores in January after disappointing holiday performance. And small businesses, the heart of Main Street America, saw only 1.8% growth, far below inflation. The holiday season is a lifeline for some. A warning sign for others. And a final chapter for those who can't keep up. But the most overlooked part of the holiday economy isn't the spending. It's the aftermath, the emotional aftermath. Overspending doesn't just show up on statements. It shows up in hearts. In a 2025 survey, 44% of men said they felt embarrassed by how much they spent during the holidays. 39% said they hid at least one purchase from their partner. 31% said they felt financially inadequate during the season. Nearly half said they wished the holidays didn't feel so tied to money. Men like Daniel, the father of 3, feel this deeply. He told me, "I love Christmas. But sometimes I feel like I'm failing at it. The holiday season is beautiful. But it's also heavy. And that weight doesn't disappear when the tree comes down. So why do we keep spending more, even when the cost keeps rising?" The answer is simple, and deeply human. We're not buying gifts. We're buying meaning. We're buying memories. We're buying connection. We're buying the feeling of giving. We're buying the moment when a child's face lights up. We're buying the warmth of a family gathered around a table. We're buying the hope that, for one season, everything feels right. Economists can measure spending. But they can't measure love. And that's why the holiday economy is so powerful, and so difficult to change. It's not built on logic. It's built on heart. But the question remains, is the price of joy becoming too high? In 2025, 71% of Americans said they overspent during the holidays. 58% said they felt pressure to match or exceed last year's gifts. 42% said they spent more than they could comfortably afford. And nearly 1 in 3 said they regretted their holiday purchases before the year even ended. The holiday season reveals the best parts of us: generosity, love, tradition, connection. But it also reveals the hardest parts: pressure, comparison, guilt, financial strain. And yet, despite all of it, the season remains emotionally indispensable. 72% of holiday travelers say they travel because family tradition matters more than cost. 71% of shoppers say they spend more because they want to create meaningful memories. Nearly half say they overspend because they don't want to disappoint someone they love. The holiday economy is a mirror. It reflects our values, our hopes, our fears, our generosity, and our financial reality. It shows us who we are, and who we want to be. And while the numbers matter, the meaning matters more. Because at the end of the day, the cost of tradition isn't measured in dollars. It's measured in intention. In sacrifice. In the desire to give something meaningful to the people we love. The holidays don't just shape the economy. They shape us. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Part 2 of the holiday economy took us deeper into the heart of the season, the emotional inflation, the generational divide, the industries that depend on December to survive, and the financial shadow that follows families into the new year. We saw how holiday debt lingers long after the lights come down. We saw how expectations rise faster than incomes. We saw how tradition shapes spending more than logic ever could. And we saw how men, especially, carry the quiet weight of making the season feel magical. But here's the truth that rises above all the numbers. The holidays aren't about perfection. They're about presence. They're about intention. They're about the heart behind the gift, not the price tag on it. If today's episode resonated with you, make sure you follow the show, share this with someone who needs it, and jump into the comments to tell me what stood out. Your voice shapes where we go next. This is the Daily Economy 24/7, and our journey continues in part 3.